It's time. Pokemon games have been bringing joy to kids and adults across the world. No matter how you feel about the early games now, there's no doubt the huge impact they had on the world of gaming. Fast forward to 2020 and we've gone through 8 generations and now have 890 Pokemon with more on the way in the DLC for Sword and Shield. To put that into perspective, that is literally just over 1% of all the Pokemon in existence to this day to be on this list. And that's not even counting the Megas or the Alolan Galarian forms. If you were to give them all their own spot, we'd be damn close to 1,000 Pokemon. So remember, this list was hard to make. Even though I got every Pokemon in the place I wanted them to be, not including some Pokemon in my top 10 was heartbreaking. Honorable mentions. There are quite a few of them, so just bear with it. Tyranitar, Decidueye, Skarmory, Jellicent, Goodra, Orbeetle, Alolan Ninetales line, Leafeon, Dragalge, Furret, Golisopod, Blaziken, Hatterene, Corviknight, Infernape line, Minior, Rillaboom, Archeops, Vespiquen, and Alcremie. Lastly, this has been a list literally years in the waiting. I'm going to do this damn list because you all deserve it. With that being said, here are my top 10 favorite Pokemon as of April 8th, 2020, which is the day I wrote this script. Top 10 favorite Pokemon. Onward! Number 10. I'm not sure I can describe how much I love this electric sheep. Being that it's my favorite electric type by a pretty large margin,
with my next favorite not even showing up in the honorable mentions,
Ampharos always has and always will hold a special place in my heart. Very few Pokemon have been as useful to me in so many different playthroughs. So often, Ampharos would always come through for me when shit would get bad, taking out 3 of Iris's Pokemon in the Black 2 champion battle and just basically walling everything. Ampharos relies on its big special attack stat, coupled with some pretty decent defensive stats and the very annoying Cotton Guard. Ampharos is an easy pick for my top 10 list, where it has been a constant member for many years now. However, its pre-evolutions and the lack of Thunderbolt via level up are my 2 biggest gripes with it. Other than that, Ampharos is an easy all-time favorite. Number 9. Did we need an apple Pokemon? Yes? Flakoll is brilliant. Evolving from the adorable Applin, this Grass Dragon Flying Apple is one of Gen 8's best additions. I will say evolving it, depending on the game you're playing, can be a bit of an annoyance considering the fact that the fucking Eviolite isn't available until Gym 5, and by that point you already have a Flapple. Still, with its mixed offenses, mostly leaning towards physical, it can definitely hold its own in the grand scheme of things. Issue 2 comes when realizing it's not the fastest and the most defensive. I can't not love this thing though, as it is my favorite grass type. It's so doofy and stupid looking that it's just perfect. Number 8, Hulk! Another long-time standing member on my favorites list, Vaporeon has always been and always will be one of my all-time favorites. Easily my favorite evolution, Vaporeon is a special tank with a ton of HP, special attack, and defense, and being a water type makes those things so much more beneficial in the long run. It was really hard for me to say anything bad about it, considering one time it took out Cynthia's Togekiss Melodic and motherfucking Garchomp down, and it was 10 levels lower than all of them. If there's anything bad, its level up moveset is kind of shit, and most of the time, the only move I keep from its moveset is Acid Armor. Can you honestly deny that this is one of the best evolutions though?
Number 7, my fellow Americans.
Most of the time, a Pokemon makes it into my heart by how well it battles. Absol is the first and really the only exception for the list. While Absol has an enormous physical attack stat that will make even the best physical walls shit themselves, the rest of his stats are borderline Watermelon Festival levels of bad. Yeah, I went there. But even with that going against him, Absol has the ability Super Luck, which increases critical hit chance. Combine that with his massive physical attack and moves like Night Slash and Psycho Cut, which have increased crit ratios, and you have yourself a monster on the battlefield. His design and backstory are why he's all the way at number 7 though. I don't know why, but I love his design so much that I'd go out of my way and say that it's easily my favorite of any Pokemon ever. Now, his backstory. He's known as the disaster Pokemon because whenever he is seen, some terrible natural disaster follows within the next week or so. Because of this, people see him as a curse, bringing about the disasters. When in all actuality, the horn on his head can sense weather patterns, and when he senses a disaster coming, he comes down from the mountains to warn people about it. He's misunderstood and will always be one of my favorites. Number 6. When I saw Galarian, Zigzagoon, and Linoon revealed, I was already happy enough. And then Obstagoon happened. Never before have I been so delighted to see a former crap Pokemon that I actually really like get a third form and have it be so amazing. Pretty much every single stat that the 5th KISS member has is pretty solid. The biggest issue by far is that it's quad weak to fighting, but besides that, everything else is a major upgrade. All around, Obstagoon was an incredibly welcomed member into my favorites, and stands as both my favorite normal type and favorite Gen 8 Pokemon.
I myself number 5.
Why am I deciding to do this? Fuck, you know what? Y'all waited long enough. This is what you're getting, and that's what you're dealing with. Love at first sight with Flygon. That's a good starting line. I wrote that? Okay. It was love at first sight with Flygon. As soon as I saw this thing while looking through the 10th anniversary Pokedex book, I knew he was going to be one of my all-time favorites. While it is a major bitch to actually get him to evolve, this ground dragon type provides. This ground dragon type proves that you don't need the most OP stats to be one of the best dragon types. Every stat is pretty average, but I have come to love this thing in battle. It almost always gets the job done for me. Yeah, it takes forever to evolve and the quad ice weakness can be annoying, but my overall favorite ground and dragon type, as well as my favorite Gen 3 mon is without a doubt Flygon. And seriously, how cool is this thing's design? Number 4. Yay! Who would have guessed that the egg Cynthia gives you after you beat the 2nd gym in Platinum would turn out to be one of my all-time favorites? You have to work your ass off for Togekiss, first hatching the egg, then evolving Togepi versus High Friendship, then wait until the end of Iron Island to get a shiny stone to evolve Togedick. Yeah. But at the end of the day, one of the best flying types to date turns out to be well worth it. Special attacks, both defenses, and even the speed and HP come together to create an absolutely brilliant final form to a line that really did need it. There really aren't complaints I have for Togekiss specifically, just the fact that it takes a billion hundred. I swear to God I graduated high school. There really aren't complaints I have for Togekiss specifically, just the fact that it takes 100 billion years to evolve. I guess the only issue is that its level up moveset is non-existent, considering the fact that you need at least one heart scale in order to maximize the potential of Togekiss. The heart scale would give you Air Slash, and if Togekiss has Serene Grace, that 30% chance of flinching doubles to 60% chance to flinch. Togekiss is easily my favorite Gen 4 Pokemon of all time, as well as my favorite Fairy type. Sonic says number 3! Yeah, this one surprised me just as much as it probably just surprised you. Mantine, one of the Gen 2 Pokemon that were probably forgotten about, considering there are so many water types in the game, is one of my all-time favorites. In Gen 7, Mantine got a boost in HP from 65 to 85. Put that together with its insane special defense, and you have yourself one of the most reliable special walls in the franchise. Just watch out for stab electric moves. Mantine can tank most non-stab electric moves, but just be careful. The big complaint is that its best comes in Gen 7 onward. From Gen 2 to Gen 6, Mantine's HP stat really does become a factor and makes it difficult to really get anything going. Still, I love Mantine so much. Favorite water type of all time. How the hell have we gone this far and favorite flying type still hasn't come out? Number 2! The first and only full line to make the top 10, we have Scraggy and the king of swag, Scrafty. I love how goofy Scraggy is, and with the Eviolite, how useful he could be until he evolves at level 38. Literally the only complaint I have about this line is that he evolves at level 38. As for Scrafty, this is a mon that stands above all but one. Defense is uncharacteristic of both dark and fighting types, and the same for his physical attack. The Hoodlum is certainly one of the most unique Pokemon out there. And that fucking ability, Moxie. When a Pokemon with Moxie feints a foe, they get a one-stage physical attack boost. When combined with Scrafty's average attack and great defenses, this could become a huge issue for anyone not on the side of Scrafty. Seriously, do not fuck with this thing. Scrafty reigns supreme in all categories, favorite fighting, dark, and Gen 5 Pokemon. All but one Pokemon has fallen in Scrafty's path. And now, number 1. Never before have I been able to consistently rely on a Pokemon the way I've been able to rely on Crobat. The fastest, meanest, strongest flying type that will do everything in his power to be the best. When you take out his massive speed stat, everything else is still pretty solid. He makes a shockingly good tank. Take into account that his typing also gives him 3 quad resistances, and yeah, he's pretty hard to deal with. The biggest issue is obviously evolving him. It takes a lot of work. Zubat has a garbage learn set, and Golbat really starts getting outclassed around level 30. So you better hope he evolves quick, or things are going to get dicey. Without a shadow of a doubt, however, Crobat is my all-time favorite Pokemon. I don't know what I'm planning for next time, but be on the lookout for any uploads. My name is KT, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Take it easy.